Capital One is giving some users greater access to airport lounges. There's a new credit card that's made out of the metal from an actual 747. T-Mobile made announcements for some users that are going to give some pretty big benefits for a lot of you out there. And there's also a possible new seating arrangement on airplanes to give you more leg room. We've got that and much more on this week's edition of the Weekly Pointers News Update. Hello, everybody. I am Brandon Boyd. This is the Brandon Boyd Show, and every Sunday evening we put out the Weekly Pointers News Update. In these updates, we try to wrap up all the news from the past week related to credit cards, points and miles, travel, money, finance, and everything in between in one Sunday evening show, just to make it easier for you so you're not spending endless hours on your phone scrolling for credit card and finance news. You've got better things to do. It's Father's Day. This is going to be a fun episode. We're going to end the show with a really good food deal, as we always do. But before we get started, don't forget to be awesome. Give me a big thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications for alerts, and if you're interested in applying for any of the credit cards I mentioned today, or any credit card for that matter, make sure you use my referral links down in the description below. That helps the channel out and that helps us keep going as well, so make sure you use those. It is important to note that earlier this week I did put out a video on the City Premier Elevated Offer, the Chase Sapphire Reserve Elevated Offer, as well as the Q3 categories for the Chase Freedom Flex, so you can check that link down in the description below for that video if you want to reference that. But we've got even more stories to cover today, a lot of news to get through, and I say we just get to it. Let's go. Earlier this week, T-Mobile at their Uncarrier event announced some pretty nice benefits for their users. 5 gigabytes of high-speed data for worldwide use in almost any country. Now, you're aware a lot of times you have to pay extra for these international plans for high-speed data, but they're including it. There's also going to be free in-flight streaming across the entire flight for major airlines. Now, you're aware this is already available on some airlines right now, but now this is going to encompass Delta, an American, as well as Alaska Airlines now after June 21st, and then the partnership with United Airlines is going to be coming soon. You'll also get a free year membership to AAA and 25 cents off each gallon of gas at Shell gas stations. Now, these benefits are available for certain plans only, so if you are a T-Mobile customer or are interested in becoming a T-Mobile customer, make sure you ask the representative if your plan qualifies for these new benefits. So this was a pretty big event, and T-Mobile, I got to give them credit. I'm a big fan. I'm a customer of T-Mobile, and I really like all the benefits that they add to the consumer. So this is a pretty big deal for me. I think it's great for consumers. So if you haven't explored T-Mobile, now may be a good time to check that out. If you have the Capital One Venture X, the Venture, or the Spark Miles cards, you are now going to get greater access to even more airport lounges. If you have the Capital One Venture X, you will now get unlimited access to more than 100 Plaza Premium lounges worldwide. So this expands on the card's Priority Pass membership already. So this means that if you are a card holder, this will give you access to over 1,400 airport lounges globally thanks to that membership. And also, if you have the Venture and the Spark Miles cards, you can use the 2 annual airport lounge certificates at Plaza Premium lounges. Now, I would like to explore this with Capital One, but they don't really like me that much for some reason. I don't know, maybe you've seen some videos on my channel. You can see those down in the description below to see exactly what I'm talking about. But a lot of people have these cards, so if you do have these, now you got some greater access to even more airport lounges. There is a new credit card that is made from an actual Boeing 747. This story is really cool. So this is for the Delta SkyMiles Reserve and the Reserve Business American Express cards. Now this offer is going to go from June 16th to August 3rd, and this unique card is made from 25% metal from Delta number 6307, and this is a retired Boeing 747. Now, if you already have one of these cards, you can actually go into your account and just request a new card. It's also got a unique design associated with this specific card being made out of metal from the Boeing plane. So it's got a unique design, a unique feel, and you're carrying part of a plane in your wallet. I think this is a really cool idea. If it's a retired plane and there's nothing left to do with it, why not turn it into something that consumers may like? So let me know if you plan on taking advantage of this, and is it just me or is that just a really cool idea? Airplane seating sucks. It's terrible. They cram you in like sardines, and when you're 6'2" like me and you're trying to cram your legs in somewhere, it can be a real pain. But there is a new design that was introduced that gives you more leg room to be able to stretch out. At the 2022 Aircraft Interiors Expo in Germany, designer Alejandro Nunez Vicente came up with a really unique chaise lounge concept for seating. So the prototype of this features a double-decker style seating arrangement for planes, and flyers would have access to the top level by using 2 ladder-like steps. So you'll have to take 2 steps up to get into the seats because they're kind of tiered. It's kind of hard to explain, but look at the pictures and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about here. It's definitely a unique look. When I first saw this design, my first thought was, wow, the people that are sitting on the bottom are going to be facing the person's seat that is directly in front of them, but aren't we doing that anyway, just with less legroom? Maybe. Vicente said this design came from his current frustration with the lack of legroom. And to create the top level, it's kind of interesting. He removed the overhead cabins, and instead they used the space between the levels for people to store their luggage. So let me know what you think about this. We've seen some really unique seating designs with airplanes. Some of them are absolutely terrible. Some of them are kind of unique. But let me know what you think about this. Would you like to sit on one of the top levels, one of the lower levels? Do you like the ability to stretch out your legs? I think most people would be on board with that. But how do you feel about this unique design specifically? Let me know down in the comments. This is your moral question of the day, and I always like to put these in the Weekly Pointers news update. There was a gas station manager that was fired for accidentally selling gas for 69 cents per gallon. He was fired because the price on the sign was supposed to read $6.99. So he missed a decimal point. That would be an easy way to put it. And this cost the gas station $16,000 in revenue. Now, he did admit the mistake. He says, yeah, it was my fault. I missed the decimal point. He was fired, and he's actually started a GoFundMe campaign because he is concerned that he will be sued for that lost revenue by the company. But here's my moral question. Let's say you were driving around right now. Gas station prices are super high right now, and you saw a sign that said 69 cents on the sign. You know that's not right. That is totally incorrect. Would you, knowing that you could risk somebody's job inside the gas station, would you go in and tell them that their sign is messed up? Or would you go ahead and pump gas and just move about your daily life? I'm curious to hear what you have to say because it is kind of a moral dilemma here, and apparently a lot of people did take advantage of this, so we know what a lot of people are thinking. But I'm curious to know, would you risk somebody's job on the inside if they messed up just to get cheaper gas on one tank? Let me know what you think down in the comments. And if you're familiar with the Weekly Pointers news update, you know that I like to end the show on a good food deal, and this week is no exception. And speaking of gas prices from the last story, this is going to tie into this a little bit. This is one of the more unique promotions, and this one comes from Krispy Kreme. Who doesn't like Krispy Kreme donuts? I absolutely love them. So what Krispy Kreme is going to do is they are going to take the average price of a gallon of gas in the US and they are going to make that the price of a dozen donuts. You'll find this deal available each Wednesday from June 8th through August 31st. So basically what's going to happen is every Monday, Krispy Kreme will record the average price of a gallon of gas across the country. And then that will be the price of a dozen donuts the following Wednesday. Now that weekly price will be posted to the company's social media accounts each week, and you can get up to 2 dozen donuts at this discounted price. Now it is going to be interesting as these gas prices go up. How good of a deal is it for those dozen donuts? I'm not 100% sure. So here's hoping for a drop in gas prices before this offer ends on August 31st, but I don't think there's any sign of that coming anytime soon. I hate to be the bearer of bad news there, but let me know if you think this is a good deal. I like Krispy Kreme. They're doing something unique. Let me know what you think about this offer down in the comments below. All right, that was a fun show. Another edition of the Weekly Pointers news update. We talked about a credit card made from an airplane. Krispy Kreme getting pretty creative with their donuts. T-Mobile giving a lot of benefits to their customers and much more. And that's what we do here. We try to look at the whole picture of your finances, not just points and miles, but kind of everything in between as well. And I try to keep you from scrolling endlessly on your phone, looking at news stories and finance and credit cards. It gets a little bit repetitive, and you don't want to have to do that all the time, right? So I really appreciate everyone's support so far. And if you have any insight on any of the stories that I mentioned today, leave those down in the comments below, because we have a lot of new people that are into points and miles and finance that are watching this channel. And you'll be able to help somebody out by leaving your thoughts down in the comments below. And make sure you use the referral links down there as well to continue supporting the channel. I really appreciate everyone's support so far. If you did find this video helpful or mildly entertaining, don't forget to be awesome. Give me a big thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications for alerts, and when you click on the Brandon Boyd Show, click, 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 you're gonna get the latest information on credit cards, points and miles, travel, money, finance, donuts, and everything in between, and I look forward to seeing all of you on the next episode. We'll see you soon.